In September 1950, a strange fog rolled across San Francisco. It wasn't the thick, white kind that obscures your vision, or the icy kind that bites at your lungs. This was a fine, dry mist that settled over the city in the middle of the night, and by morning, nearly 800,000 residents were infected with a respiratory illness. They called it fog, but the mist that rolled across San Francisco in September 1950 was seeded by the U.S. Army and Navy. Ship slipped along the bay and sprayed clouds of bacteria over the city to see how a bioweapon might spread. Serratia marcescens and Bacillus glabigi, supposedly harmless bacteria from the Navy's Medical Research Institute of Infectious Diseases, which at the time was studying biological weapons. But the fine print in the project's report admitted that the bacteria could be dangerous, even deadly to some people. And the project's leader predicted that the bacteria could travel all the way across the bay to the port city of Oakland, bend down to the south of San Francisco, where federal officials would find it weeks later. That same year, operatives infiltrated the Pentagon's ventilation system and released bacterial aerosols throughout the world's largest office building, just to see what would happen. Soon after, open-air clouds were released over Norfolk, Virginia in April 1950, and over San Francisco in September. By 1953, the Army had created the St. Joe program, staging mock attacks on St. Louis, Minneapolis, and Winnipeg, releasing particles from generators on cars, and telling local governments the plumes were invisible smoke. The next stage was to increase the danger. In 1965, agents dispersed bacteria through Washington's National Airport, allowing it to spread to the ventilation system and then the surrounding subway tunnels. The following year, they smashed light bulbs filled with microbes on the tracks of New York's subway systems. We want to determine the effect of a heavy fall of bacteria on the population, one scientist explained, to see if there would be any unusual incidents of disease. President Nixon's 1969 termination of the offensive biological weapons program finally brought an end to the most sinister of these experiments. But the American public didn't learn about these tests until Senate hearings in 1977 revealed that the government had dosed its own citizens with dangerous bacteria and viruses for decades without their knowledge or consent. Some of the experiments were designed to identify potential weaknesses in the nation's defenses. One 1948 report posited that a biological attack on the heavily populated eastern seaboard could incapacitate thousands of people. Another suggested that if a few bombs laced with smallpox virus were exploded in New York City, the resulting panic could cause massive casualties. There were even tests to see if the U.S. Postal Service could distribute vaccines quickly enough to stop a smallpox epidemic. These operations, code-named Special Operations Division experiments, were designed to probe national vulnerabilities. But government documents obtained by the PBS series The American Experience revealed that for decades it tested biological agents on its own citizens without informed consent in the name of preparedness. But maybe it was no name at all. Maybe it was code-named fog, Transmission 003 terminated.